Hi, it's Lori. Thanks for joining me for another Cricut tutorial. Today I have this very fun project for you. I made this t-shirt for my grandson with my Cricut Explore and some Cricut iron-on. And the fun thing about this t-shirt is I created the bear that's on this shirt right here. I created him from a stamped image. And you can see that right here. I used this bear from the Oak Tree stamp set. I stamped it on a piece of plain cardstock, and then I brought it into Design Space and made it into a transfer or an iron-on. And I'm going to show you how I did that in this video. If you haven't heard by now, I got a new heat press, and I have just been a t-shirt making machine. And this is just really a lot of fun, and the possibilities are endless if you think about all the different places you can get images and designs. So let's get started with this one. Here is what the finished design looked like in Design Space, but I'm going to start you from square one. So let's get rid of this. And the first thing I did was set up my canvas. If you aren't familiar with the canvas feature, this is really handy. Click on Set Canvas. And there are so many options here of templates for you to use in Design Space. These are just for designing. It doesn't print them or cut them or do anything else. It's just to give you an idea of what your layout's going to look like. Sorry about that. I used for this design and for most of my t-shirts that I've made, I just use the classic t-shirt template. You just click on it and it brings it right up for you. Now, the other option you need to think about when you're designing a t-shirt is the decal that I would make for a size 2T shirt is going to be much different than I would make for, say, a men's extra large shirt. So you go over here to the right side of the screen where the canvas panel is, and you can click on it. And here you have some options. We can click on the type. Is it a baby shirt? Is it a men's short sleeve, a woman's short sleeve, a kid's short sleeve, toddler, or baby? In this case, I'm going to make a 2T toddler t-shirt. So I'm going to click on toddler, and it's already on 2T because that's what I picked, but you can click here and get the different sizes. So that's about the approximate size of a 2T shirt. So this will give me an idea of how big I need to make my design. Now I'm going to put this on a gray shirt as you saw in the example. So I'm going to change it to gray. All right. Now I have already stamped my image on white cardstock. You saw it in, let's get the picture back here. I took this white piece of cardstock, I just stamped my image, I made sure I got a really nice, crisp, and clean image, and I scanned it to my desktop. So what I'm going to do now is go to Upload Images, Image, Browse. I'm going to look on my desktop for that scanned image, and it's right here. I'm going to hit open. And there you can see I just have the image on white cardstock. So I'm going to actually use moderately complex. Normally I recommend using the complex image. However, this is a stamped image and the lines might be just a little bit rough, and I want them to be kind of smooth when I cut this out in vinyl. So the less detail that it picks up in this case, since it's just black and white, the better. And I might even do simple. So let's hit continue. Okay, now this is where I can clean up the image. I need to get rid of all this white background. So I'm going to click on the select and erase, click on the white, and there we go. And there, and there, there. And we're just going to keep on clicking until the white is gone. The checkered background means that it is clear. And so it's going to cut around that. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to get rid of the outside edges too. There's a little white in there. And we can zoom this up and see if I have any particles here. We'll hit preview. And now you can see in the preview I have still have some cleanup to do. So I'm just going to click on the eraser tool and click on the little specks that are still showing. If you make a mistake, just click undo. Got a little too close to his nose there. And you just want to click on anything stray that needs to be erased that you don't want to be part of your file. You can change your brush size by clicking over here. And I got some little pieces right in there. Little stray right there. So that looks really good. Now we're just going to hit continue. Now here you have two options, and it looks like I have a little bit more to clean up. I'll go back and do that, but you get the idea. So you have two options here. You have save as print and cut, which if you ever just wanted to print this, you would save it as a print and cut. Or you can just save it as a cut image. If you save it as a cut image, it's going to come in with just the lines that we saw in the preview to cut. That's it. So you can do it either way. I normally save all my scans and uploads as print and cut because I can always change it to cut in Design Space, but I know I'm not going to print this, so I'm just going to go ahead and save this as a cut image and hit save. And again, I've already done this and I've already made the shirt, so I would go back and finish cleaning up these little specks, but for this demonstration, I'll just leave it as is. So we'll hit save. And here is our saved image. It's right here. We just click on it, get the check, and hit insert image. Okay, and now this is what I mean by you use this shirt for a template to see how big you want this. Now I know I am making mine small, but if you wanted to make this bear, say, big on a t-shirt and you wanted to get an idea how big, that's all you need to do. But for this demonstration, I want him little, and then I'm going to add some text and all good things. And you can just line it up. And this isn't the font I use, but you get the idea. And I put the word R. We line that up. Wild. And I made that bigger. Another font and so you see the template. It's really just there for your designing purposes. And this one I hit the unlock and I just made it long and drawn out. And then lock it back up. And so to get these all lined up, I took the bear out, I selected everything, the writing, and I hit align, center horizontally, and then I kind of just put these where I wanted them as far as vertically, and I added the little bear in there. Now I want all this to print, or I'm sorry, all this to cut together. So I'm going to go over here in my layers panel and I'm going to go over to sync. And I'm going to just drag this bear up to the red. So everything is all the same color, which means it's all going to cut on the same mat. So I'm going to select everything. I'm going to right click and I'm going to click attach. And what this does is keep everything aligned exactly the way I have it. So let's hit attach. Okay, one other thing you need to remember is when you're cutting on the Cricut Explore, you need to keep your cutting space within 11.5 by 11.5 if you're using a regular 12 by 12 mat. I am using a 12 by 12 mat, so I just want to click on this, go over to the edit panel, and just make sure that my sizing is under 11.5 by 11.5 and everything is fine. This is only a little less than 8 by 8, so this will work fine. So the next thing we do is hit go. Very important when you're using the iron-on, click mirror image for iron-on right here. All right, that's all we need to do. We're going to hit go. I'm going to put my machine on iron-on setting on the smart dial, and you're going to put the shiny side down on your mat, and then you're going to go ahead and cut this out, weed it, and then using an iron or a heat press, go ahead and apply it to your t-shirt. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it inspired you to look through your stamps and some other items and see maybe where some images are that you could scan and use for some other projects, maybe in a way they weren't intended. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.